Hey family, what's going on? Klaus here, and thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about the MSMD, Monkey See, Monkey Do attack strategy that is taking the world by storm, guys. It was requested of me to do a few more attacks and explain them in a little bit more detail. So let's go in and let's check out the first attack. Alright guys, here's the base. I'm hitting Old Dirty Basket, the ex-leader of the clan, and here we go. We got this base where we have two, and remember the whole point, the MSMD got basically mass witches. I'm using one bowler, or one golem. I've got a clan castle of bowlers and 14 witches in my composition, and I use that same composition to 3-star all three bases. So, you can try different things if you'd like, but I like having my clan castle bowlers personally. Now, remember the whole point of MSMD is to take out both of these X-bows. The enemy queen, clan castle are really not a big deal. And so what I decided to do with this attack was to jump into this X-bow's compartment and then jump over the wizard tower compartment into the second X-bow compartment. So we're going to start our attack on the top and on the left at 12 o'clock and at 9 o'clock. So check it out. Guys, we're going to be starting out with 3 witches on the left and 3 witches on the top. And then we got a golem going ahead and start funneling. We've got witches spread out all along the line there. And then what we're going to do, we're going to wait just a moment. We're going to let a funnel be established. And then our queen was deployed. We got our king and our clan castle bowlers. Now, next step, guys, we're going to jump them in perfectly into that X-bow compartment. Believe me, I tried to jump both walls. It's too big. Yep, jump spells are 7 tile diameter, and that's more than 7. So we jumped into that first X-bow compartment. We jumped over the wizard tower compartment, and now we're on our way toward that second X-bow. Now, Hop the King's ability, he gets a little sidetracked, but it's no big deal because the clan castle is just a lava hound, so he's not dealing a lot of damage. So King's gonna come around in that rage spell. I went and dropped the rage spell for the wizard and the witches and the bowlers. Now the king and the queen all going in for that second X-bow. Now, the lava hound popped. I had a poison spell, so I dropped that poison spell on that lava hound, or the pups now. And at this point, guys, you can see we've got a decent crew of witches on this far right-hand side and also on the left, and now the queen is working on the enemy queen. Now the enemy queen targeted my queen, so I had to use my ability, otherwise I wouldn't have had to. And our queen steps up and takes out this Tesla with barely any health left. And now, guys, it really is coming down to the end, to the wire, because our queen is going to be dealing with the enemy king and also the archer towers. Now the archer tower targets the queen and kills it. Now it comes down to the witches and the bowlers. So the bowler and the witches take out both archer towers. Look at the skeletons killing the king. And that pretty much does it, guys. So the thought process behind this attack strategy was get our troops, or kill squad, or bowlers, king, queen, and a few witches into the middle, taking out both X-bows and manhandling the enemy heroes as well. So that is my 3-star on Old Dirty Basket. Now let's go check out the second attack. Alright, so Shaka is the second opponent, and actually the second victim, because this was a 3-star. And check it out, guys, the base design is one of those, it's sort of square, but it has a weak side, of course. And the X-bows are actually in these wide open compartments, which, you know, it actually seems to help our cause a little bit. So for this base, again, prioritizing the X-bows first, I decide, just for simplicity's sake, because it is symmetrical, that I would start on the bottom and on the left. Now, if you want, you can start on the left and on the top if that's easier for you to see. But either way, because this base is symmetrical along the horizontal line, you can attack on either side as long as you jump into one X-bow compartment and then the other. So you'll see this, guys. We've got a couple of witches on the bottom. I actually put some wizards on that group as well. We got a few witches and wizards on this side as well. That's going to keep those Teslas nice and busy. We got witches in the front. You want to wait a little bit so that you make sure you get a good funnel established on both the bottom and on the left, and then you're gonna see a golem get deployed. So there's the golem, there's the king and the queen, and then we'll see our bowlers get deployed as well. Now it was almost a little too early, because if that mortar hadn't dropped, they would have gotten sidetracked, but luckily for us that didn't happen. Jumping into the queen and the X-bow compartment, so now everything is going in perfectly. We've got Dragloon in this clan castle, just put a poison spell, no big deal. Heal spell, rage spell, the bowlers doing work, guys. I went ahead and jumped my troops into the expo compartment and then into the middle. That way they have access to the rest of the base. We've got witches and wizards on both sides, the top and the bottom. We've got everything into the court very nicely. King will pop his special ability there. We got witches and we got bowlers in the middle. The golem actually is coming as well. They're going to get access to all kinds of defenses up here. King, queen, doing some work. Used his the king's ability already. He died. Now the queen has free access to the cannon. Remember, guys, we've got witches and wizards on the outside. We didn't have to do anything with them, guys. Literally, we didn't even have to really pay attention to them. This is how amazing this attack strategy is. Now, I want to remind you that it is not a spam, do whatever, 30 spells and do 3-star. It does take practice. The first base that I 3-star took 2 tries. This took 1 try, and then the next base, I believe, took 3 tries. But I got the 3 stars using this strategy, so it definitely takes practice and work. But if you can get your jumps and your heal and your rage, your poisons, your spells are all in the right place, and you deploy everything with the right timing, you know, you don't want to put your golem too early or he'll redirect. You want to make sure you get your funnel established. You're gonna get it. So that was the 3-star on Shaka. Now let's make our way over to the 3rd attack. All right, I was wrong. This one actually only took 2 attacks. So for this base, so let me pause it right quick. For this base, you can see that there are both of the expos are kind of in the same place, actually. They're very centralized. This is a very compact base design, very small compartments. This is an anti-Valkyrie base, and it's a great base, actually, because it did confuse me the first time, but I got it after the second. And what we're going to do is we're going to use our jump spell. We're going to jump over this wizard tower, bomb tower compartment, and then we're going to jump over this wizard tower compartment. That's going to give us access to the entire core, including all these, you know, central-ish, like outer central defenses, while our witches on the outside take care of all the outside defenses and trash buildings. So our funnel is going to be established. We get 3 witches and 2 wizards this time, establishing the funnel on these corner buildings here, taking them out, and then we'll also have our witches on these corner buildings and making sure we wipe them out very nicely. And then we're going to send in our golem at, you know, about that dark elixir storage, king and queen, rest of the witches obviously, and then we'll jump over. So we've got our funnel being started here. Very nice. And this time, I mean, it was like spam the witches because it was such a big entry point that we needed to get them down as soon as we could. Now, before we deploy our golem, we wanted to make sure, well, there he is right there. We wanted to make sure that we had ourselves a decent funnel, and I knew because of the timing that Tesla would drop in time, so that was no big deal. We got a poison spell down on the enemy Klein Castle, which actually contained 2 witches, so very, very scary stuff. Jump spell sending the golem, the king, and the bowlers all in very nicely. The funnel was nicely established. Poison spell on the enemy queen as well. And the bounce damage from the bowlers and everybody just does some crazy work, guys. Now, the king is in the Klein Castle compartment, so we drop the jump over the wizard tower. Meanwhile, we've got witches on both sides. I think the top group didn't quite do so well. The bottom group's doing okay. This actually is a good example of a situation where the kill squad does most of the work, actually, because these jump spells just lead everything. Everything in there can shoot over walls, so throw rocks over walls. So it's perfect. Is our king dead yet? Yeah, our king didn't make it, but our queen is shooting stuff over the wall. Now, this is where it gets a little bit scary, guys. It gets a little bit scary because these point defenses and mortars have free access to all of my troops now. This is where maybe a 3rd jump spell would have come into play, but it works out to my favor, guys, with this level 22 queen. I use my queen's ability here in a moment. It's going to get rid of several defenses. As you saw, those witches and bowlers took out that arch tower up there, so just the witches by themselves can take out defenses as long as those skeletons are just you know, distracting everything. Now, we got a couple of witches on the outside that's going to create this very nice funnel and force everything around the base in a clockwise fashion. She's getting through the wall right now. We got a witch on the far side. We got an archer, actually a lucky archer, working on this elixir collector, and everything is going very nicely. Unfortunately, the queen died, but we've only got 1 cannon, which, you know, all the skeletons are too much for that 1 cannon. And then we've got these 2 witches that are going to be shooting on these defenses. The cannon drops. Now the last defense of the base is this mortar, guys, and that mortar is distracted on skeletons, so it can't keep up. And actually, I think it gets 1 shot off on these witches, but the witches can take several hits in the mortars, so no big deal there. So there's actually 2 witches and an archer that wins this attack for us. It was not a pretty attack, but I got it earlier than I was expecting, and it worked out in my favor, guys. So I'll go ahead and speed up for the rest, and we'll check out the aftermath. So there is the 3-star, guys, just showing you guys some firsthand from me 3 stars on random bases with different clan castles, all different style of bases as well. As you can see, it's all about getting that funnel established and getting in and taking out both expos quickly. Poison spells on the clan castle and the enemy queen. You don't even have to poison spell the enemy queen if she's busy on a whole mess of skeletons and the skeletons are out of the range of splash damage. I've seen skeletons wipe out the queen, no big deal. So it just kind of depends on how the base is set up. But guys, that is the extended MSMD guide. I wanted to show you guys what was up. Again, the composition for these attacks was 14 witches, 5 wizards, a golem, and then obviously the king and queen, 2 archers because we had 2 extra spaces, 2 jump spells, a heal, a rage, 2 poison spells, including 1 in the clan castle, and then a clan castle of bowlers. You can use it, you can adjust the attack strategy to however you like. Also, if you're going up against the base with a heavy amount of splash damage in the middle, you might want 2 golems and less witches. You know, it just kind of depends on the base design. Again, practice in FC, friendly challenge in your clan, and let me know down in the comments how the attack works for you. But as you saw, and as we're seeing in our clans, this attack is foolproof. As soon as you get the idea and start understanding how to use it and practice and understand the timing, you don't want to put your golem too early or too late, etc. You can pretty much 3-star any Town Hall 9 as long as you execute properly. With all that being said, guys, that is it for me. Like this video if you liked it. Share it with your clanmates and your friends and your family and whoever else plays Clash of Clans. And subscribe if you're not joined the Klaus family. And as always, guys, I will see y'all again next time.